Hi, this is Justin with Perpetual Realty Group and Remax. I'm with Jason. Rachel's at Prime Lending. He asked me a question that really struck a nerve, so go ahead and ask the question again so we can set it up here.
I want to know what it is that you bring to the table to represent a client in a listing situation versus a discount broker that wants to either charge a flat fee of $500 to list your house or just a 1% fee. What is it that you bring to the table versus this broker?
Okay, so the scenario is a listing representing a seller, and you're inquiring about a discount broker. So discount broker, the way that works is the seller calls them up and says, hey, I don't want to pay anything. I don't mind paying another agent, 3% to procure me a buyer qualified, hopefully. And a flat fee is put in place. They have a tier system a lot of times. Well, for $500, we'll put it in the MLS and then you do everything. And for $700, we'll do one open house. So it's very limited on what they do. Jason, here's where I have a hard time with this. So they'll go in there and they'll put it in there for a flat fee. Let's say $500. You get the house put in the MLS. We don't have a showing service to call and schedule this. We must call directly and talk to the seller. That's not a good scenario, because it's hard when you're trying to divide up representation and I'm talking directly to the seller. So as an agent, we really have due diligence that we have to abide by, and so it makes it kind of complicated. So anyway, so now we get the appointment, and we want to write an offer, and it says, for writing offers, CC the agent, and here's the seller's email. Great. So we actually have to be put in a situation where we have to engage with the seller in this transaction directly. I've tried to engage with the agent and they always redirect and deflect me back to the seller. It's very, very complicated. I find that I'm carrying the deal the whole way. I'm educating my buyer, which is what my job is to do, and break things down and explain it in detail. And then I have to turn around and do the same thing for the seller. When it comes to repairs, I end up, it makes it very complicated. So also, the seller decides they want to put a discounted commission out there. So sometimes you'll see a 2% offer instead of a 3%. Now, it's very important in this business, and I've learned this over the decade, that you must use your moral compass. And you get put in that situation, I'm sure. And, you can't negate showing a buyer a house. But what I will do when I show that house is I'll go in and I'll explain to this buyer, say, look, Mr. Buyer, they are a discount. We're going to have to work directly with the seller, so I want to set your expectations. It may take a little while. They may not be so apt to negotiate on repairs as well. So we're working with the mind of an independent seller that maybe has an I can do attitude, or they've sold 3 houses already on their own, whatever the scenario may be. So it's not fun. We get, we kind of have to do double work, and it doesn't always turn out to be a smooth transition. So yeah, that's my experience on discounted brokers. I'll share an experience with you. I just did this a day ago. I had a buyer's agent come to me and say, hey Justin, what do I do here? It's the seller represented by a discounted broker. They wrote the offer directly. The seller receives the offer. He signs off on the offer. He sends it over to Mordecai and the buyer's agent. It's not executed. Okay, well, to have a contract, you have to have terms, execution date and agreed to price, right? He goes, what do I do here, Justin? He said he won't execute it until we take checks to the title company. The title company won't accept checks unless you have an executed contract. So in the end, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I get a text message from the guy because I'm trying to communicate with him, and he says, due to unforeseen circumstances, I'm not going to be able to follow through with this. He got a better offer. So that's been my experience. That's why I have a sore spot when I see that. I just have to set the buyer's expectations that this might not work out, because I've never had it really, it's never been fun at all.
So what I've seen in these discount brokers, they slap that house in the MLS.
Right.
That's it. Nothing else. What do you do? What do you do to earn that commission? What do you do to make it worth what you earn? I mean, what do you do to set yourself apart from a discount broker?
It's like a mock listing appointment. So basically, you have to have representation. In this market, you have to have, a marketing degree. Basically, when I started out, we didn't have social media. We had flip phones. Text message was just getting popular. So now the platform that we're put on today is marketing through social media, different platforms, video like what we're doing right now, boosting ads on Facebook, retarget marketing, target marketing. We do flyers still. They're kind of going to the wayside, direct mailing. So what we offer, I have to go in there with a budget of about $350 to do a property properly the first week. And that's Facebook advertising. That's, getting together a marketing campaign where I knock the doors, put the door hangers on there, do an open house, invite everybody in the neighborhood to come, have some concessions there, and you've been invited. So we'll do that with the lender present and, try to build as much anticipation as you can. So there's a lot going into it. It's not just throwing it into the MLS and expecting other agents to bring it. I mean, we have to network through social media again. So yes, now I am on 4 different platforms doing videos. It's fun. It's a great experience for me to learn this, especially as old as I am. My kids are teaching me a little bit at a time. It's been an experience over the past year and a half. I've had to dive in and learn a lot of things. So that's what we have to offer. Putting together a marketing campaign to gain most exposure, create a frenzy, a lot of attraction at once. And I always use this as fear as a motivator. When this open house is put together and you have 20 buyers going through there, what's the end result? You're gonna get a really good offer, probably over list price. So we create that atmosphere. That's where our value comes from. That was a good question. I like that. I had to change my whole listing, process. I still knock the doors. That's most important. You want to ask the neighbors who they know that they want to have as a neighbor, friends or family. So that's the process. It does take a good week of marketing it out.
So you're bringing, technically, with your advertisement and what you're doing, you're bringing these people to the door. You're
Absolutely.
bringing these people into the house to see the house. Whereas if I just slapped it into the MLS, you're hoping somebody's going to see the house.
It starts with the pictures and the links and the
Right.
virtual, tours. The advertisements for open houses on Zillow and Realtor.com to bring the attention up, to let them know that the door is open for them and you're inviting them in. So no, they don't do it justice by doing that, just putting it in the MLS. I mean, it goes back to marketing. And the pictures, a lot of times, the sellers shot them and text them to
Cell
them.
phone.
And they're just low
Cell
quality.
phone pictures.
It's bad. It is, but that's what you get. What you paid for.
Right, absolutely.
We talked about that, and so yeah, man, that's my experience on those guys. They'll be weeded out once the transition of the market changes.
Right.
Then they're gonna need, and the value of an agent will be there. And there's little one-offs. Sometimes they can get away with it, and it's in a specific neighborhood that's very sought after. Hey, that works out for them. Sometimes. Are they getting the right price? Did they get beat up in negotiations by the buyer's agent? Probably.
Right.
So that's a good question. Thank you for putting me on the spot.
Bet,
I need to
bet.
get that out. So again, this is Justin Brown with Perpetual Realty Group at RE/MAX, and Jason Rachels with Prime Lending. I hope y'all found this entertaining and informational, and you'll have a good afternoon. Thank you so much.